Welcome back to BT. It's time now to talk investment, and we're going to bring in our good friend Seth Allen from Cadence Financial Group. And we'll say good morning to you, Seth. Welcome back to BT.
Good morning, Thor.
One of the things we're going to talk about today is the rise of day traders. We keep hearing a lot about this in the headlines, and specifically a firm called Robinhood. Can you explain a little bit about this?
Yeah, Robinhood's a online brokerage firm, and it's become very popular with day traders. And I like to point out there's a difference between an online investor and a day trader. A day trader essentially is somebody who's speculating, and it's an activity from an investment standpoint that long-term generally doesn't work out well for your portfolio. In this case, where the popularity has risen even more is the rise of social media platforms such as TikTok, where we're seeing investment gurus or social media personalities come on and give their latest stock picks to the day traders. In fact, there's one that's even so brash, who's now picking stock, if you can believe it, from a Scrabble bag randomly. So the symbols, whatever ones he pulls out is essentially, the stock pick for the day.
Wow.
And so these same day traders, primarily using platforms such as Robinhood, are also in mass buying into companies that are either going bankrupt or are bankrupt, like Hertz, which is a bit of a head scratcher because they're also making comments talking about the likes of Warren Buffett and other investment greats, saying that their investment strategy is finished and buy and hold doesn't work and those sorts of things, and that day trading is the way to go. And the last time I saw this, or at least to this extent, was back in 2000, where we saw the tech bubble. And of course, we know what happened there. The day traders were, trading all these tech stocks and saying it's a new way of investing. And even back then, they were saying that the likes of Warren Buffett were finished and his investment strategy wouldn't work. And of course, the one thing we do know is what happened to those day traders when the tech bubble burst. They either lost all their money or a material amount of it. And somebody like Warren Buffett is still around with us today investing, which I think points to the validity of what he does versus what we're seeing with these day traders.
Okay, very interesting. The other thing we're hearing a lot about is ESG investing. Tell us what that is and if it's a good time right now to invest in it.
Yeah, I think with this whole COVID-19, we're seeing a lot of kind of things come out, and obviously, ESG itself is not new. Perhaps there was more focus on the E or the environmental in ESG, but with the latest in the geopolitical and social issues and events happening, I think investors are spending more time looking at the S or the social. And this basically means looking at companies, how they're interacting in their communities, how they're treating their employees, and also looking at their goods and services and how they're marketing those. And I think that, let's be clear, as an investor, it's about making a return. But if companies are doing the S and the ESG well, they ought to have better revenues and profitability long-term, which was really a win-win for both the investor, the company, and the stakeholders around them.
And if people are investing in these kind of strategies, aside from having a financial advisor, what can they actually do on their own?
Yeah, I get asked this question a lot because I think that people have a choice of doing things on their own or working with a professional. The first thing I say to somebody is, look, you can just Google, what's an investment strategy or how to put an investment strategy together. There's some great sites like Investopedia, for example, that gets some basics in it. But I think that if you are serious about investing, you need to have that investment strategy in place. And so this is where you got to dig deeper, perhaps pick up some books on some investment managers or investors who have been very successful in the past. Some that come to mind are Peter Lynch and Warren Buffett. And you can learn about how they go about making their investments, their investment strategy, and more importantly, the mistakes they've made along the way, because every single time you buy an investment, it doesn't always work out. What's important is to learn from your mistake. I think that at the end of the day, it's still a lot of work, and it's not for everybody. And this is obviously where you can also seek an investment professional such as myself, who can help you with putting together an investment strategy. But I think whether you go online and do it yourself or you use an investment professional, to invest without an investment strategy, in my opinion, is just speculating. So get that investment strategy in place. You'll be much better off for it.
All right, some sound advice there. We'll leave it there. CadenceFinancialGroup.com for more. And Seth, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Thor. I appreciate it.
All right, you take care. That's Seth Allen from Cadence Financial Group, and we'll be back with more BT after this.